the reason why subjects take on a life on itself is because agendas. So, for instance, I don't think that there's any logical person that's against the protesting and all that. I think when the rioting began, when the chaos began, when the vandalism and the destruction began, people recognize that it's wrong. It's not effective. So on two hands. On the one, generally speaking, the average person could look at that and know that it's not good. It's not a good thing. Then you have people like me who realize that always distract from what we're trying to get done. And because if you're, again, like I said, I believe we need to make everything is public relations in general. So if we are making a case, we cannot defend something that's indefensible. And I stress this again. There's no one that can make a reasonable case to any basically decent person that burning down someone else's property and building and stealing is right. It's not right. So now what happened is that the people who are motivated by the emotion of it, and they're out there, they online, they outside and on TV, and they upset at this. So now they see that some attention is put on the rioting, and understandably they're upset. So there's different feelings from this. One, you got people who feel as though they're distracting, which could be. Other people feel as though it's like, well, his life was taken. That's much more. That's debatable. I think the issue, though, was in my mind, which is important, is to understand that two wrongs never made anything right. Just like doing two rights never made anything wrong. So how do we make a case for justice? Bring attention to all the corrupt shit, the pattern. One of the few conspiracies that I agree there's enough patterns, obvious, observable, documented patterns that's easily observed to show there's a conspiracy potentially that with inside Americans police force there's a secret organization, which could be the Ku Klux Klan, which somehow disappeared and went underground when the very laws of America brought their activities to a halt. So I believe personally that they use the very law, the very thing that brought their activities to a halt, they infiltrated law and politics. They're smart. They're intelligent. They infiltrated a system. They didn't go out there mad, and they infiltrate so I believe that there is a secret protocol. Now this is my conspiracy, potentially. There's a secret protocol with the police across the nation, white groups. Not all police are in it. I think there's a lot of police, by extension, the culture, which is crazy. How public servants in America, the culture is like that they're authority over us and we're subjects to their authority. That's unfortunate, but I believe that that's what's happening. So what we're seeing by these white officers is a pattern, a secret protocol that disregard the life of certain blacks that they feel is powerless. They're not doing that to a black man that look wealthy, that look like he's coming from a family that will fight for him, coming from a community that won't stand for it. There's a protocol, and that's a different discussion. But the point of being frustrated at people pointing out the riot is because the riot, like, it's a real thing. Why can't we say, listen, like, what I'm saying is this: I don't agree with the rioting, period. And understand what I mean by rioting. The minute, okay, so you got this, another black man murdered by a white cop. And we're in the community, we protest, we want to go out there, we demanding justice, we demanding their firing, their arrest, and we out there protesting. To me, active protest, the most effective active is that the same people who organize this, let's say we can get together and say, you know what? We shutting this fucking city down. We're not spending no money with no company out here that looks like they're part of the problem. Not destroy the community, just shut it down. Major corporations, when their money is affected, they start putting black men and women in executive positions, and that's what we want, right? There's some of us who will not be satisfied unless the illogical occur. That's my position. I don't agree with the riot. Once it begins where you overturning cars, burning people property, burning stores, busting windows, stealing shit, burning out fires, I don't agree with that. I don't think it's effective. I think it's ultimately wrong, because I can imagine if I'm in that community and someone broke my windows and burnt my store and stole all my TVs, overturned my car, I wouldn't like it. It's wrong. There's a better way to do it. So for you out there who are annoyed by the people pointing out the riot, and we can agree that it's wrong without giving the media the power to use it to suffocate the issue. Once we come out as a collective voice, like, listen, we don't agree with that. It's wrong. Let's stop doing it. Back to the point that back to the issue. All this going online and supporting it. We're spending more time trying to justify these activities than stand focused on the issue. And I go by this. This is like, if I grew up in a community and every one of my boys sell drugs, and I have parents that's doing what they can do to make sure I'm fed, and I got a shelter, and all I got to do is go to school and try to get my life together. If I decide in that case to say, you know what, let me go hang out, let me go sell drugs, let me go do my thing, that's a decision I made, and I have to bear the responsibility. Just because a white man put the drug in the community doesn't mean we need to use it or sell it. Now, that's just a general statement. There's bigger dynamics to that. But this idea that a white man started the whole riot, started the first, let's say there's a secret organization, like, what's the show, the movie, it was the fucking, when they locked down the city, killing for one day. So the last one was Fly. They had corporate groups, white men, you know, the white hunter, coming out there murdering motherfuckers. Now, imagine that group did that. They came out here and started micro riots here. So now the whole city, all these people running around burning, so they forget them, so what, they're victim. No, we don't gotta, because someone come start a fire doesn't mean we gotta throw matches on it. What type of shit are we saying? What are we saying? Hey, you ever see these videos where they jumping people? Someone hit somebody and now everybody start coming in. You know what that is? That's an illness. That's bandwagoning. That's group thinking in a negative sense. That's following. All those are psychological personality disorders that you see someone do something and now you just do it. That's a mental illness.